We're moving from a world of products to services. Services economy has nothing to do with just the consulting services, the professional services. You're not selling the product anymore, it's about services revenue. We are living in what we call a post-sale, on-demand attention economy. Post-sale meaning everything after the sale is now more important. That's installation, that's warranty, that's field service maintenance, right? Those are things that happen after you buy the product. In the service economy world, what we're seeing is corporations like Amazon that have done a great job with areas like Prime, that have done a great job selling cross-sell and upsell recommendations to customers. We're seeing that with Alibaba and Tencent, especially with their special days that are going on, right? It's the ability to connect back to a customer, understand what they need, learn from what they've done before, and actually expand and build services beyond that. All these organizations are in a position where they're not just selling the products. To get ready for the services economy, you have to start changing the way you look at your business model. That services economy means a shift from products to services, services to experiences. One of the most interesting transformations we saw for manufacturers going from products to an as-a-service economy was what we saw with GE. And we think about GE over time. Let's take one of their healthcare CT scanners. You used to buy the CT scanner for $1 million a scanner, somewhere around there. Now, what's interesting about it is they would then try to sell you a installation service, then they would try to sell you training, then they tried to sell you maintenance, and then they tried to sell you an upgrade. They don't do that anymore. If we start at the business model level, we discover that the most important metric is the revenue per patient scan per day. And what that means is how many patients can I run through this machine? How much reimbursement can I get for each scan? And more importantly, how many patients can I actually run through on a day? That's important. And so when we look at that model, we start thinking that uptime is the most important metric in the business. And so they've changed the model. These numbers might not be true. They might be close and approximate, but let's say we go to $3 million for 4 years and an 80% uptime guarantee. That means they have to go in and basically make sure the machine is fixed, the machine is preventively maintained. If there's a problem with the machine, they'll go out and swap it. If not, they have to pay the revenue lost every day. That changes your behavior. And in fact, if you want 95% uptime, we're gonna give that to you for $4.5 million. And you can see how that shifts in terms of behavior. That is very, very similar to what we're seeing not just with other hardware organizations, we are seeing that across the board. When we think about what we need to do to start in the services economy, the first part we have to say is, where can we actually create a service? We are in a post-sale, on-demand attention economy. Start by understanding what is post-sale. And when we mean post-sale, we're talking about all the business models that happen after you sell a product. That's how you start into the services piece. The second point is, you now have to think about form follows function. What do we have to do to build and support those business models? What emerging technologies can actually help you get there? Once that's in place, as we think about servitization, we have to make sure that we have the right people on the ground that know how to respond to it. Because selling products is very different than keeping subscriptions and subscriptions revenues working. We have to start thinking about things like customer success and customer success management. What can we do to enable these customers to be successful? And then, of course, once we have that in place, we have to build a data-driven strategy. How do we actually apply data? We're moving from gut-driven to data-driven decisions so that we can be successful. And then the last part is something we don't think about all the time. How do we co-create and co-innovate with our partners? We're not going to be able to do a lot of these things ourselves. There are technology providers we have to work with. There's experts that are consultants and advisors that can help give us a different point of view. And sometimes we're going to work with our competitors because there's a core that we can build scale on, and then we can differentiate in other areas. That co-innovation and co-creation is probably the highlight of what you can possibly do once you build the first 4 steps.